Slot 1 is just over. We have talked to people who have taken the CAT. We ourselves have taken the CAT. So it is based on all the feedback and analysis from different people. So let's begin. How was this year's CAT? Well, this year CAT was in structure. If I talk about VA first, was alike 2023 CAT. That is, they brought back para jumbles. There were 16 questions of VA, 16 questions of RC, divided into 4 RCs. Then there were 2 questions of para summary, 2 questions of odd, 2 questions of para completion, and 2 questions of para jumbles. Yes, para jumbles are back this time. So people who have actually prepared para jumbles, they will certainly have an upper edge than other students. Now, how was the VA section? VA section was slightly tougher than last year. I would not say very tough, but slightly tougher. Also, it has this shock value of para jumbles. So people who have not prepared para jumbles would not be able to score that well. So in all, one can easily attempt 20 questions if someone he has a serious contender who has prepared CAT seriously. 18 to 20 questions is something one should aspire for, and I believe that a marks of 22 to 23 will fetch you a 90 percentile, and a marks of 27 to 28 will fetch you a 95 percentile, and a marks above 40 will score you 99 plus percentile. So this is about this section. Questions were a bit tricky. They were not very straightforward. Passages were readable, so don't worry. Go there, read, understand, and solve. You'll be able to cross this section. So this was probably the easiest section out of the 3. The second section, DILR, it retained its flavor of last year. Last year also there were 22 questions. This year also 22 questions. A slight change. The change is DI only one case. So last year there were different slots where there were 2 cases of DI also, but in slot 1 there was only 1 case of DI. Difficulty level, tricky. So this year DILR will confuse many of the students. It was tricky. Although the cases were small, if you are able to crack it, then you can attempt it. Otherwise, if you are not able to crack the case, believe me, you'll not be able to attempt a lot, because many questions were TETA also. So DILR is considered to be very tricky this time, rather trickier than the last year, although not as tricky as 23, but trickier than last year. So I expect a score of 17 marks to 18 marks will give you a 90 percentile, a score of 20 to 21 will give you a 95 percentile, and a score of 30 or 30 plus will give you a 99 percentile. So this was about DILR. As I said, only one DI, rest all based on LR. Small cases, very tricky. Fine. And let's begin with the shocker of the day. The shocker of the day was QA. QA was very tough. It was tougher than last year. Few students said it was 1.5 times. One of our faculty members also felt it is tough. I too felt the QA was on the tougher side. Fine. So as normally happens in CAT, the major focus was on arithmetic. So lots of questions were from arithmetic side. There were questions from algebra also, and as CAT normally does, they have mixed it up. For example, function with some inequalities, something. So they have mixed it up. There was a focus on inequalities this time. Log was there as usual. 2 to 3 questions from geometry. So on the similar lines, yet it was tricky, it was difficult, and some of the students really found it hard. A good attempt would be considered as 8 to 10 questions here, as in the case of DILR also, good attempt should be considered as 8 to 10 questions. So 8 to 10 questions with a fair accuracy, you will be able to score a 90 percentile. This is what I believe. 13 to 14 marks should give you a 90 percentile. 17 to 18 marks should give you a 95 percentile, and a 25 plus marks should give you a 99 percentile in QA section. So overall, the difficulty level of this year's CAT is tougher than last year. It is closer to 2023, and we should expect cutoffs on the lines of 2023 only. So this is from my side, signing off.